Hi everybody, in this video I'm going to show you how to add two numbers together in the system that you made up for your project 1. If you remember from project 1, you have these directions to add together two big numbers, two large numbers in your system without translating into our system. And you want to have at least two carries or trades when you add them. So I'm going to help you out with how you do that. So first off, these are my symbols. Yours are different. I assume they're also awesome. I love these symbols. And I'm going to make a number out of these symbols. So my symbols are worth the powers of 7 because I chose base 7. Your symbols are worth powers of whatever base you chose. So I'm going to start by making up a number. So I've decided my number is going to have 4 triangles in it. I just picked 4 triangles. I know that 4 triangles is equal to 4 because that would be 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So I have 4 triangles in my system. Next, I'm going to put in some stars for my number. So I've decided my number is going to have 2 stars in it. Now I know that means that I have a 7 and a 7, that's 14, plus these 4 ones, that's 15, 16, 17, 18. But that actually doesn't matter. I'm not going to focus on what my number is translated into Hindu Arabic. I'm just going to put down a bunch of stars and some arrows and some suns to make a number. So the next thing I'm going to do is put down a whole bunch of arrows. So I decided to put down a lot of arrows. I'm putting down 6 arrows. Now, as you're making your number, you're going to be doing the same thing. Put down a bunch of your first symbol, put down a bunch of your next symbol, put down a bunch of your next symbol. But this is what I want you to be careful about. I put down 6 arrows. Could I put down one more arrow? No, because 7 arrows would be a sun. I don't want to have the sun. I don't want to have 7 arrows. I would have the sun instead of 7 arrows. Similarly, I would not choose to put down 7 triangles because 7 triangles would be a star. So in my base 7 system, I'm only allowed to have 6 of a given symbol, not higher than 6. So I'm going to keep that in mind as I create my number. There's my first number. I decided not to use the lightning bolt. So I've got 3 suns, 6 arrows, 2 stars, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles. And now I'm going to make a second number that I'm going to add to it. So there we go. I have my first number, 3 suns, bunch of arrows, 2 stars, bunch of triangles, and then my second number is underneath. Sorry, I have my first number on top, my second number on the bottom, and I'm going to add these 2 numbers together, reminding myself that I am in base 7. So in base 7, whenever I collect a certain number of objects, I'm going to trade them for the next higher object. So I see that, let's see how many I have before I need to trade. I think you might know. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles up here and 4 on the bottom. Since I'm in base 7, I'm going to circle 7 of these triangles. 7 triangles I can trade for a new star, which I'm going to draw in real badly right there. That's a new star. That's terrible. Well, you'll have to trust me that that's a drawing of a star. Can I redo it? I could copy the existing star, but I want it to be in a different color so that I can tell that I traded all those triangles. They're gone now, all those triangles for a star. And I have 2 triangles left down here. And now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. Do I trade those 5 stars for anything? No. In my base 7, in a base 7 system, you don't trade until you get up to 7 of the object, right? So I have 5 of the object, so I just write them down badly here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. But the arrows, I know I'm going to have to trade. And in fact, when I made the problem up, I made sure I had a lot of triangles and a lot of arrows so that I knew I'd have to trade twice without in each number going over what I'm allowed to repeat. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's 7 of these arrows, and I'm going to trade 7 arrows for a stun. And there we go. And I have 3 arrows left. Oh, I can't draw an arrow. I will try harder. 3 arrows left. Demented arrow. Trust me, there are 3 arrows down there. And how many suns? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 suns. Don't do this. Actually draw the suns, because you guys are not trying to draw with the tip of your finger in a Word doc. Draw the suns, draw the arrows. How many arrows? 3 arrows left, right? Yeah. So that's how you're going to add in your system. Now, the next question asks you to subtract in your system, right? And so when you're subtracting in your system, you want to do a similar thing of just making up 2 numbers, but now you're going to be trading in the opposite direction. Okay, so I real fast made up 2 numbers that I'm going to subtract. My 2 numbers are sun, sun, 3 arrows, a star, and a bunch of triangles. And then at the bottom from that, I'm subtracting sun, 4 arrows, 2 stars, and a different bunch of triangles. I will count them, but that's what I'm subtracting. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles minus 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles, right? So because we're not adding, we're subtracting. That's fine. 5 minus 4 is 1. So I'm just going to draw my 1 triangle as the answer. Now I come to the star, and I did this on purpose. There's 1 star minus 2 stars, which you can't do unless you have negative stars or something, or unless you trade. Now we're going to trade the other direction. We're going to say, okay, I want to take out one of those arrows, and it becomes 1 arrow is worth how many stars? I'm in base 7. So 1 arrow is worth 7 stars. 7 stars are worth 1 arrow. If I'm adding, I'm going to go 7 stars equals 1 arrow. If I'm subtracting and I need to trade, I'm going to go 1 star is 7. 1 arrow is 7 stars. So I put down 7 stars here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars. So now how many stars do I have? I have 8 stars. 8 stars minus 2 stars is 6 stars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is base 7 subtraction. Only it's maybe a little easier to do with objects, right, than doing with the numbers in base 7. Just like it's easier for your kids to do with base 10 blocks instead of right away adding and subtracting in base 10. So now I have 2 arrows minus 4 arrows. And again, I did this on purpose because I know I'm supposed to do 2 trades. I can't do 2 arrows minus 4 arrows unless I do a trade. So I'm going to trade a sun. I better write it somewhere else. Let's undo that. I'm going to trade a sun for 1 sun is worth 7 arrows. 1. You're going to have to trust me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those are arrows. 7. Now I have, how many arrows do I have? I have the 7 arrows I got from the trade plus the 2 arrows I had before. So I have 7, 8, 9 arrows. 9 arrows minus 4 arrows leaves me with 5 arrows. 2, 3, 4, 5. I should have made stuff I could draw. And then the sun is gone because it got traded, right? So I have 2 suns minus 1 sun, leaving me with 1 sun. And remember, I don't care how nicely you draw it. I don't care about you getting the trades right and explaining it right. Okay? So have fun with it. It's a cool project. I love it. But, you know, that's me. I hope you like it too. And I'll see you in the next video.